know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth
And what?
and shame the devil.
This is where we
Tell the truth
and what?
and shame the devil.
And what we love about ourselves.
I love being black. I love being black. I love being black. I love being black.
Don't you tell nobody that you don't love being black. I tell you, this is it, people. This is it. This is it. This is it. Come on in, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. All right, don't forget to send your boy some stars. I always ask you guys, send me some stars. Show me some love. Show me some love. All right, I see your brother Nathan. Brother Nathan from Joliet, Illinois. Karen, what's up, Karen? Karen Crossley Martin. All right. Hey, Karen, we're going to have a great show today. A great show. Miss Virginia Beasley, what's going on? I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Keith Baker, what's up, Keith? What's going on, bro? I see you. I see you. All right. Georgetta, Julia, Franco, Monreal, I see you. I see you. Nice, really games. Not really games are games, other factors as well. Okay, well, we're going to talk about it. We could talk about it. We could talk about it. Virginia Beasley, we see you. All right. Monique McCoy, what's up, Monique? I see you. I love being black. I tell you, I love being black. I tell you, for real. I love being black. All right. All right, Tina, I got you. I love being black. I love being black. For real, real talk. I tell you. What's up, Monique? I see you. Kim Price. No, Prince. I'm sorry, Kim Prince. What's up, Kim? All right, Tony. Tony's at Pratt. Wisconsin in the house. Tiffany Rosario. All right, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Zazil, I think. Mackenzie. I see you, Miss Kenzie. D, what's going on, D? Make sure you holler at me, D, after the live is over. Call me, man. I got some rap for you. Evelyn Williams, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. Also, D he's in Texas right now. He's from Chicago originally. Okay. Yeah, we had a good time last night. Last night, yes. Betty Young, what's up, Betty? Hey, Betty, how you doing? How you doing from Wisconsin? Appreciate you tuning in. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is unscripted. I tell you, Candace Lewis Bowen. Hello, Houston in the house. Boy, I tell you, out of town folks, they showed up representing tonight. Tashi, what's that? Tatiana? Okay, I hope I'm pronouncing it. Anderson, but I'm gonna get it right. Hey, Martin. Tashiana, I think that's it. I'm trying to girl, don't beat me up for getting your name wrong, please. You know I went to public school, so we learned a little bit. With Virginia Beach in the house. All right, Tina Norman. All right, Keena Nicole. I like that name, Keena Nicole. I like that. Hey, Martin. All right, what we got here? Sunday, when Sunday comes, my God. You know that song by Daryl Cooley? When Sunday comes, my God. How do you think all kids learn how to shoot? They pro now. How do you think they learn how to steal cars? GTA games. All right. Kim Prince again. New Jersey. Man, look at y'all showing them. Y'all showing Chicago out. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
What?
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
That's it. That's where we are. Okay. Let me get it right. Tatisha. Okay. Tatisha Anderson. Thank you so much. I'm glad I got it right. I'm glad I got it right. All right. Here from Charlotte, man, we got people all over this country tuning in just to see the Crime Chaser live, uncut, unedited. What's up, Martin? Silas Walker, what's going on? I see you. Las Vegas, hometown is Chicago. Okay. All right, Las Vegas in the house. Nathan, what's going on, Nathan? Last show was good. Birthday gift. Nathan, happy birthday. I don't even know if I wish you happy birthday, Nathan. Did I? Nathan is my buddy, y'all. I love that brother. It's a good brother. Nathan, I'm being jolly at Sunday, so I'll call you. All right. Hello, Martin, everyone. It's hump day. All right, Patty Hampton. All right, I got you. This is live, uncut, unedited. Boy, these parents, they ain't going to see that. I'm going to tell you, a hollering dog is going to holler tonight because they don't want to hear what I got to say tonight. I'm going to be on their behind tonight. I'm going to cry loud and spare not. And that's what I'm going to do. Cry now and spare not. Now, listen, I need you guys to share the video. Please share the video. Share the video. Share the video. I'm finna go ahead and share the video. Share the video, people. Share the video on your page. Don't just be peeping in. Share the video. Share the video. This is live, uncut, unedited. I'm getting ready. I got 4 shares. Ain't that ridiculous, people? How can I have 4 shares and all these people on here? Man, what y'all afraid of this black message? What y'all afraid of it? I love being black. I tell you, you better be loved. You better love what God made you to be. I'm telling you, y'all better quit playing. I'm telling you. Come on, people, share this video. Share this video. I need y'all to share this video. Come on in, share this video. Let's see. Who's that said, tell the truth and shame the devil? Who's that? Tiffany Rosario.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
That's for you. All right. Tell the truth and shame the devil, my sister. You right. We got to do that. We got to do it. And we got to do it. I feel the do plus rap music too. Yep. Yep. I'm with you on that. That rap music got it going too. I'm telling you. All right, people, we need to share this video. Come on in, people. Let's share the video. I'm ready. I'm ready. Share the video. Don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid. All right. All right. Come on in. Come on in. All right, Robert. What's that? Robert Brown.
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
All right. How many people shared? I need y'all to share. That drill music too. That drill music too is a killer. I'm telling you. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. This is live, uncut, unedited. Y'all parents need to hear this. Lord, send every person that need to hear this video. Send them. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. We're going to expose the devil tonight. We're going to expose him. Even the movie. That's right. That's right. All right, people. I need at least 100 people on here. Come on, y'all. We got to do better than this.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Y'all see the topic. Does violent video games influence the young people? All right, let's get this show on the road. Y'all playing with me. Y'all playing with me. Y'all playing with me. Let's get look at this. This is for informational purposes only. This is for informational purpose only and educational purposes. This is what our young people are involved in. Black men. This is real. This is real. If your son is out here doing this, if your son is out here doing this, you can't tell me that this video game didn't have an influence over you. This video is your picture right here. see this. Y'all see this. It's shooting people here. Look at this. This is in the video game. And you gotta rewind. This is a make-believe. There's no film story film. Look at people. That is disgusting. That is definitely disgusting, people. Can y'all believe that? So you telling me your 13, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old son, 14-year-old son out there carjacking, where did they get that from? Where did they get it from? You don't want to hear this, though. I know you don't want to hear this, mama, daddy. You don't want to hear this. Where did they get it from? I need some callers, 872-299-0808. 872-299-0808. 872-297-6389. That's right. Somebody said, I told my son it's just a game. Don't think it's safe in them streets. That's right. 100% game, totally different. They need to ban them kind of games. I agree. I agree. Come on with it. Come on with it. It's the TV show to that watch like Power Snowfalls. Okay. All right. Kim Prince said, with all the violence in this world and shooting, I believe some of these video games is an influence to our young people. They need to stop making them. Listen, I agree 100%. 100%. Come on now. This is why I don't let my kids play this game or listen to rap music. I try to keep up with what they are doing. You're a beautiful parent. A beautiful parent. Beautiful parent. Beautiful parent. All right, I need some callers. 872-297-6389. 872-6389. All right, it's teaching our children how to go postal and do mass shooting. I agree. Okay. All right. The shooter got dreads too. Yep, sure do. And he's black. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. My son in a Marine, so playing that game, he got his experience. Now in the Marines, he's a rifle expert. Okay. All right. Yes, violent video games does have a big influence on people, period, not just the youth. Okay. I agree, Lewis Williams. I agree. All right. When we were kids, we played basketball, video games. I never owned a water gun. And when I was a kid, okay. Well, what's up, Vicky? I see you. I see you. I see you. Jewel, I see you. Jewel Smith. All right. The video game and music together are very toxic. All right. Shaking my head. This is true. My son, 17, plays this game, but he understands not to do what goes on in. That's wonderful. Thank you, Miss Ballard. Thank you. Lady K, thank you. All right. I proposed a bill for this and got bashed for the gamer community. My goodness. Mr. Walker, Early Walker, radio personality, philanthropist. Look at me, I can't even say the word. But listen to this, people. The brother is right. He said something Sunday that we never see these violent video games have funerals. They show all the other stuff. They show the killing, the murder, the blood, all the bullets, but they never show a funeral. You're right, Mr. Walker. You're definitely right. You're definitely right. Parents' responsibility is not to buy it, and if they don't want their kids to think it is cool. All right. All right, thanks. It's hard. This world is wicked, but I have to fight for them. That's right. All right, never let him run Chicago streets. All right. They didn't get off. They didn't get it from a video game. They got it from someone in their so-called hood they look up to. Oh, now come on, call in, Ray. Come on, call in. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Money J, DJ Money J, I see you. Call in, Brother Ray. Come on, call in. 872-299-0808. Call in so we can discuss this. When I was younger, I played Pac-Man. We all played that when we was younger. All right, they should ban all games, nothing but the devil. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
Come on, call in, DJ. It's a demon spirit in these games, said Patty Hampton. I agree. All right. In some countries, they ban games. That's right. Ban. You mean to say ban. They ban games. That's right. Betty Young. So true. All right. Betty said Grand Theft Auto is the main one. All right. Nathan, what's going on? All right. Bless Early and Teal Walker. They are Chicago's yes, they are. Bless them. Video games are desensitize us to violence. That is so true, Don Tyson. All right. All right. All right, people. Listen, I'm going to tell you what we can do. We need to get a mass group of people. We need to get an online petition to sign that we ought to ban these violent video games in these game stops. We need to. People. We got to get together and do it. We have to save our children. The games have the most influence on Black children. I tell you, this is real. It's the games that have kids trying to imitate their very peers. That's right. That's right. That is right. People, look at this stuff. Look at this. A Black man with locks in his hair. Come on, people. What did that tell you? What type of image is that sitting? Look at this. A Black. Look. Shooting from an AR-14 is coming. Look. This is for educational purposes only. Look at this. Come on, man. Shooting up cars, shooting the police in this video. Come on, people. They cussing and everything. Y'all see this? Come on, man. Ain't nothing but the devil. Spirit of the devil. That's all what it is. Exactly what it is, people. Exactly what it is. Y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't nobody want to come on here tonight. But I tell you what, y'all can call in. But I mean, you got some parents really believe in their mind that these video games don't have an influence on this behavior that we see out here today. But see, what happened is, Brother Walker, if you're still on here, it's the video games have become the new babysitter. The video games and the drill music. For real. Parents need to stop buying them. I agree. Come on here, people. 872-299-0808. Come on, call in, people. I ain't got hot. Take this head off. I ain't got hot. Come on in, people. I need y'all to call. Where my parents at? That's what I want to talk to. And they should also ban these cartoons that promoting sexuality and violence. I agree. All right, I got a caller. All right, I got a caller. Finally. They won't know it if they not taught. Well, we got to teach them. We got to teach them. What becomes what we see. My goodness. Hey, caller, where you calling from? Hey, caller.
Hi, Martin.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was your brother, Marcus. Come on, brother Marcus. I'm going to let you talk. Go ahead, Marcus. You can take 5 minutes. I don't care because I know you tough on this. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, you know what? I don't think the video games have anything to do with it. It's the person's mindset. They're going to do the violence. Now, the drill music, on the other hand, with them getting high, does influence it.
Well, Marcus, I got to stop you. Marcus, I got to stop you, brother. Marcus, now you done blew me now. How you gonna tell me that music can influence them, but the video, something they see, can't influence? It's go hand in hand. The Bible said all in the world is the pride of life, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes. It go hand in hand, Marcus.
Well, let me explain why I say that the way I say it. Music and them getting high, all right? Music wouldn't have an effect on them if they were sober in a right spirit or state of mind, should I say. But while they're getting high, the music playing, it sounds different when you're high. If you ever been, everybody has a way of getting high, whether they smoke weed or drink whiskey or beer. If you're listening to a certain music, it has an influence on your mind. Now, video games, for some people, that may influence them. With this Grand Theft Auto in this society, we're living it on our streets now. They ain't playing the game no more. They playing the game for real.
Okay.
So maybe that did have some type of influence.
Let me ask you a question, Marcus. Let me ask you a question. And for the audience, too, that's listening, for all you parents that don't believe this have an influence. If you take a 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, what would they get this type of behavior from? They would either get it from three things, maybe four. They would get it from a video game, the internet. They would get it from the music or some type of movie or something. Unless the parents are teaching them that. Who's teaching these young people?
Martin, let me correct myself.
Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Let me correct myself. You just made me think about something. Remember when we was coming up, you could buy a toy gun that resembled a real gun?
Right.
All right. We played with guns. Some of us, on the other hand, took it a step further. We used, not me, but I'm just saying in general, some of us took it a step further. We took a toy gun and decided we was going to rob a store with a toy gun. We took a toy gun and was playing with it in the streets, and the police couldn't tell whether it was real or fake. They trained to kill, right?
Right.
All right. So you're saying, in a way, I would have to retract what I said as far as the video games. In a way, I believe it does influence. But what I really believe is that people do things because they want to do things, and then when they get caught, they start blaming it on all this other stuff.
But let me say, Marcus.
But they wanted to.
And let me just say, I got another caller too. Hey, caller, hold on. Don Tyson, which I agree, their mindsets are mature enough to handle the content of the games, Marcus. It's immature. They minds, you listen, Marcus, you got to have a mature mind. Marcus, you can't expect a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old out there carjacking have a mature mind as an adult. Now, I'm not saying adults don't carjack, but you're morally you more to influence somebody young that don't know anything. Let me let the next caller. Hold on, Marcus. Hey, caller, live, uncut, unedited. Come on, caller, talk to us. Come on, caller. 3470. You're live, uncut, unedited.
I'm here.
Go ahead, sir.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.
It's really messed up. The music has changed. I remember back in the 70s and early 80s, a lot of music was not be able to play. The FCC monitored a lot of music. And a lot of music was banned for the radios. Now we have music, I call it trap music or whatever you want to call it. They allow everything on TV. They're showing homosexuality or whatever on TV now, and they love it. So that's the reason why a lot of our young kids, teenagers, are experimenting more, I call it bad habits, things they shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to leave that up to the audience and see what they have to say, comment about what I just said.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thank you, sir. Hey, I have another caller, 6202. Hey, caller, you're live, uncut, unedited. Come on with it. Come on, caller.
Hey, Martin, this is Lula.
Hey, Lula, what's up, Lula? Lula, now before you speak.
Nothing. How are you?
Hold on.
Yes,
Before you speak, I gotta say this.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. There you go. Go ahead, Lula.
Yes, sir. That's it. So I just saw the post that you said, but the topic about the video games and all that stuff, is that making the kids do the things that they do? Is that what
No,
it's that's what
no.
that's what the question
You know
is?
what influence mean? It influence them. It enhances. It's
Mm-hmm.
not
Oh, it
exactly.
influences.
That's what I put up there. Influence. It's one of them for music. Okay, let me give you an
Okay.
example. I'm gonna give you an example. You got some music
Mm-hmm.
that can put you into a love making mood. You got some music
Mm-hmm.
can put you into a worshiping mood, praising God, hallelujah. You know, we all have different. Then
Mm-hmm.
you got some music that can put you into a party mood. You know, you want to dance. You want to dance. So those are
Mm-hmm.
the things I'm saying. It's not all video games. And I'm not saying every young person that plays a
Mm-hmm.
violent video game that's going out there carjacking. No, I would never say that. But I would say it does have an
Mm-hmm.
influence on them. I tell you this, and I'm gonna go out on a limb. I can almost put my life on it. Every young person that's 10, 11, 12, and 13, and 14, 15, carjacking, they have played a violent video game. And probably this game that we're talking about right now, Grand Theft Auto or Auto Theft, whatever how you
Mm-hmm.
say it. So that's my point. But I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead, my dear
Mm-hmm.
sister. I just want to throw that out there. Go ahead.
Well, see, my thing is this. I have three sons, and two of them are grown and one is 15, and they have played Grand Theft Auto, but it starts with me.
Mm-hmm.
So as a parent, which I am a single parent, I did not play that. So I taught them and instilled in them right from wrong. So, and I ain't saying that the kids that do play it don't know right from wrong, but it also starts with the parents. Where are the parents at? Why you don't know what's going on with your kids? To see me as a mother and me being a single mother, I was in my kids' business. I didn't play that, never did from day one. So I know where they are, what's going on, what they doing, and I've seen them play that game. But they know not to be out there like, oh, I see what's going on in this game. I'm finna rob. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go and rob, go steal somebody's car or do that. You know what I'm saying? It all starts with the parents. You got to instill that type of stuff into your kids and say, hey, this is what you're not supposed to do. You do this, you do that. You know what I'm saying? I am not my children's friend. I never was, never. So
I want to
we
say
have
something,
that conversation and we have that understanding.
and that's great.
Mhm.
I want to say something, Miss Lula, right? Lula, right? Let me just say this, and no
Mhm.
disrespect to
Mhm.
any single mother out there. I want to congratulate every single mother that's doing their thing, doing what you're supposed to do, regardless if you're
Mhm.
single or not. Let
Mhm.
me just say this. I believe most of us teach our children not to rob, steal, carjack. But when they're not in our presence,
Mhm.
we don't know what they're doing. Let me say it,
Mhm.
because a lot of us are going to work
That's
for 8
true.
hours a day. We take an hour to get to work or 45 minutes to get to work, 45 or 35 minutes or hour to get back. That's almost 10 hours away
Mhm.
from our children. And a lot of times, and I'm going to tell
But I
you,
don't understand, Martin.
I know,
Go ahead.
hold on. A lot of our children, you had three 13-year-old young men 2 Sundays ago, stole a car. Police got behind them, they
Mhm.
say, and they hit an old man in the car and killed him. And let me just say this.
Mhm.
Where are they parents? Now you can't tell
Now,
me
I knew.
you
Mhm.
okay, hold on, sister. Just submit a little bit. I ain't gonna, I'm gonna let you talk. Just submit, let me talk.
Go
Listen,
ahead. Go
you
ahead. Go
can't
ahead. I'm
tell
listening.
me that they parents don't know that what they do. You can't tell me that. Can't nobody
Mhm.
convince me. And
Mhm.
I guarantee you, and I'm willing to put my life on it, that wasn't their first time still in the car. That wasn't their first time still in the car.
Mhm.
But see, what we do as parents, it is this old cliche, and I'm gonna let you talk, sister. Loving eyes. When you
Uh-huh.
got loving eyes with somebody, you can't see no
Mhm.
wrong. No matter what they do, you just can't see them wrong. But go ahead, sister. Let me say that. Go ahead. Go ahead, sister.
I I have the 13-year-olds that did what they did. I know someone that knew one of them young men, and he's very actively involved in sports, the whole 9 yards. But she said when they went on their basketball championship, he was on the bus with them, and he was one of them just wouldn't stop talking and he wouldn't listen to nothing that nobody said. And I don't think that his parents, you know, his mom, dad, whoever, they didn't know that he was hanging around. They said he was hanging around with the wrong crowd or whatever the case may be. And that's how it all went down. But I, you know, that situation, I don't really know all of the good details to it. I did see it on the news and have heard different things about it. But I have loving eyes also. And I ain't never been that parent to say, oh, my kid won't do X, Y, Z, because I was a kid growing up and I knew what I would do when my mama wasn't around, you know what I'm saying? And my daddy wasn't around. But you still got to be in your kids' business. I don't care what they say about, you know, when you said about going to work and this and that, and people don't know what their kids be doing. I know what my son be doing because I be on him like right on right. I do not play that game. I don't play that.
Ma'am.
I know.
Ma'am.
It starts out from the beginning.
Ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
If you're away from your
Yes,
son any length of time, you only know what they're doing when they're around you. You don't know what they're doing when they're not around you. That's all I'm saying. No disrespect. No disrespect. And you was young too. You know, our parents told us not to do certain things and run with certain people. We still did it anyway. Some of us parents, talking about the women right now, told us don't wear that. And we put it in our book bag. And when we went outside, we put it on, went to our friend house and whoa, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I want to tell, I'm just keeping it real. And I understand. And so where you sound, you are a concerned parent, but concerned parents, sometimes, you know, we always had that one out of the bunch. Sometimes it's going, you know, stray out, but we got to reel them back in. But I'm just saying, if any of us away from our children, any length of period of time, 9 and 10 hours, man, that's a long window. That's a long window, people. A long window. That's all.
Yeah,
but hold on, sister. Go ahead. I got another call, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
Okay, but shouldn't, like, the parent, when you away from your kids at that period of time, should you at least know exactly what's going on? You know what I'm saying? What they doing? Because most of them, shouldn't they be in school while you at work? Shouldn't they be?
Yeah.
They should be, or they supposed to be.
Well, listen to this.
So,
listen to this, young lady. You listen to this, Miss Lula. Things happen in school too as well. They gang bang in school. They have sex while they're in school. They smoke weed while they're in school. All that. And you may not allow none of that in your house. You may not allow your young teenagers to have sex in your house. You might not allow them to smoke weed, but they might do it outside the house. So what I'm saying, I'm telling the parents, I tell parents all the time, this is what I tell them. Because your son or daughter never been arrested, that doesn't mean that they've never committed a crime. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Or did anything to anybody. But let me go to the next call. I'm gonna give you another chance to talk, but I want to give the next caller a chance too. Okay. 0516. Go ahead, caller. 0516. You're live.
Martin, this is Cynthia. How are you?
Hey, Cynthia, how you doing? I'm live.
Hey,
I'm
Martin,
gonna cut.
This is Cynthia. I'm doing well.
Is this? Hold on. This is Cynthia Manuel. Is this Cynthia?
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's up, Cynthia? Okay. She works with the youth. So I wonder, what's your take on this? Come on.
Well, thank you for allowing me to come on. Thank you for that that you put up. Do the video games influence those kids? Absolutely so. And now I didn't narrow down my program to 15 boys, so I can really get in tune to what they got going on. We were at a basketball game. A little boy, no more than 5 years old, jumped off the stands in like a shooting a gun position. We all zoomed over to, everybody focused on a little boy because it was something that a 5-year-old shouldn't be doing. So I asked the boy father, I said, where you get that from? You know what he said? His mother be letting him play them video games. So in saying that, Martin, at 13 years old, they don't have a clue about driving a car. Ain't nobody teaching them how to drive no car. And so guess what? They got to get it from somewhere. So half the time these kids spend time in these rooms with these video games. And like you just said, as much as I'm on my son, I don't know what he's doing when he's in his room, when he's in school. There's no way for me to be keep my eyes on him 24/7. It's impossible. So like you just said, and for the parents that think that they do, you guys got to come out of that. Like you say, shame devil, tell the truth. You don't know what your kid doing when you're not around. Yeah, I know what I instilled in him. I know, my expectations. But however, guess what? Out there in the world, is a cruel world, and there's all type of
influences,
bad influences. So absolutely. So case in point, I remember at one point it was one game where you had to where the kids were still in credit cards because you had to buy clothes for the games, you buy a house, you buy these different type of cars, so on and so forth. So absolutely so.
So I don't be Miss Manuel. I don't try to sound, combative with these parents when they get on there talking about their children. Trust me, I'm not about that. But I'm just saying, by me being the crime chaser, I've seen so many young people out there doing things. When I was riding the bus and the train, saying things out of their mouth, their parents don't even know they talk like that. I'm going to tell you another thing, parents, you need to listen to.
Right.
You need to listen to these teachers. These teachers spend more time with your children than you do. Because most time when you get home, you fix a dinner, they get ready to prepare to go to bed, play a little bit, and that's it. They sleep in 8, 9, 10 hours. But these teachers see what you don't see.
Yep.
Go ahead.
That is so true. And it's sad that, being that you said that, the parents are quick to say, the kids run home, my teacher said this, my teacher said that. And parents are so quick to jump to the defense of their kid. Now they want to go up there and fight fight the parent. And like you said, we know what type of kid we got. If your kid ain't listening to you, what makes you think he going to school listening to that teacher? You don't want to deal with your own kid. So you send them to school and think you're going to act like an angel? Of course not. And then when the teacher call you and tell you that your kid acting up, you want to fight him or her. That's insane.
Okay.
Martin, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Dr. Marcus. Go ahead, Marcus.
If you don't mind.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
We slide back in.
Go ahead.
I also believe that in this society, on social media, it has an influence. TV has an influence, but we glorify this bad girl, bad boy mindset. And these kids, some of them go bad because they feel that the only way they can get that attention is to be bad. We're rewarding bad with good. And so we're and I'm not saying we individually, I'm talking about this society. They teach you to be good things that happen, but then you be good, you don't get the job. The bad, evil person gets the job, is in power. So it's backwards, and these kids are seeing that. They're confused. I mean, it's tough being a kid in this society right now. It was tough when we was coming up, but not as tough as it is now. They got to deal with peer pressure. And no matter what the parent tells their kids, they still got to go to school. You may send your kid dressed up in a suit. He goes to school, the other kids ain't in a suit. This is an example I'm making. He gets laughed at. No one wants to be laughed at, teased. So they're not trying to hear what their parents are saying. They're going to do what their peers tell them is cool to do. They're trying to be popular.
Yeah. Hey, Cynthia and Marcus, I need y'all two to listen to this. Darnisha Thomas made a thing. She said, y'all still blaming video games for these kids acting out? Come on, y'all. Can't be serious with this. These kids been out of control. It ain't these kids. I played it with my kid. She ain't never done anything wrong. My 3 brothers have played it all. So what y'all got to say about that statement? If she had been listening, she would have heard me clear. What do you guys have to say about that? Want me to read it?
Influencing, you're not saying that video games is the main culprit. It's different for some. It's different for some kids. Some kids, if you're not being raised properly, nobody's teaching you that, hey, you can't do this in reality. Yeah. This is not reality. This is make-believe. A lot of them don't know make-believe from reality.
Listen.
I agree with what Marcus just said. You said influence, which means that you didn't say taking over. You said influence. And so everything around us can be an influence, whether it be a video game, you talking to somebody, even if parents. Everything around us is an influence. And like Marcus said, it depends on how your child is raised. Thank God that her kid didn't pick up bad habits from this video game and out here doing some of the things that some of these other kids are.
there are some other kids that don't have parents and don't have guidance. And guess what? So what their only perception of life is what they see on these games. So therefore they out here doing what they see that these games do. So it's per kids, but the opposite word was influence.
Right.
And I think that's what everybody missing.
Right. Thank you. And you know what they're missing too, Miss Cynthia? Violent video games. I didn't say all video games. Violent video games. I showed you what I was talking about.
Yep.
I showed you. I'm not saying, listen, I play video games coming up. I played them coming up. So what I'm saying is, parents, don't get mad at me. If some of y'all don't feel like being bothered with y'all children, y'all give them a video game, let them play while you in the room smoking weed, doing whatever God knows what, instead of paying attention to what your sons and daughters are doing. Don't get mad at me, tell it, because I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. I got to tell it. I got to tell it because I've seen it. I've been in environments where parents put their children, give them a tablet, give them a cell phone, and put them in a room and just let them go crazy. No monitoring, nothing. While they lighting up, flaming up, entertaining. I'm telling you, people.
Door closed.
Yeah, we have to pay attention.
These kids' brains these children's brains aren't developed until it's a certain age. And so, again, kids are sponges. Martin, if you sit at home every day for 4-5 hours and watch somebody being shot on TV, then guess what? That's going to be your reality. At some point, if you see it enough, then perhaps when you get on the street, that's an influence. At some point, that may be something you want to do if you don't have anybody telling you, hey, what you see on TV is not what you do in real life. Hey, what you continuously saying that to you. So thank God that some parents are actively involved in their kids' lives and telling them A to Z. And then at the same time, like you just said, there are some kids that don't have this type of guidance and leadership. So therefore, they doing whatever they see.
Mm-hmm.
Martin, my cousin, and much older, going back to the 70s, SWAT was popular. You know, the TV show SWAT.
Right.
The brother went out there and tried to be SWAT, jumped off the 3rd floor and almost broke his neck. He was influenced by SWAT. So you're saying that violent video games, and the video games we came up on, Martin, we wasn't seeing blood until maybe the late 90s. We've seen video games with blood and all of that. It's too realistic. And if these kids are not being properly taught at home, because the teachers ain't with them 24/7, the coaches ain't with them 24/7. But another thing, some of these people who are mentoring these kids, and I used to work for the Park District, and I seen this with my own eyes. They glorified. They put the street kids on the pedestal, and they call the good kids slow and stupid. So the good kids go bad to keep that stereotype from being on them. You got to watch what you say around kids.
That's right. Let me say something. Let me just say something.
Lead them too.
Marcus, let me say something. First of all, I'm going to tell you what most violent video games do, especially the Grand Theft Auto or whatever you call it. They have cursing in there. They have drugs in there.
Yeah.
They have killing, murder, carjacking. They have all these things in there, and rap music. So they have all these things in there.
You can have
so y'all you telling me because hey, Miss Manuel, let me say this to you. Most parents get on here and tell me how great their sons and daughters are, which I applaud them. It's good. But you don't know what your sons and daughters are doing when you're not around them. You don't know listen, don't you know when I was in the street, the lamest guy that's in the game, we'll give him the guns to hold, taking his house. Because we knew that wasn't nobody going in, not his house. But parents never knew that. Nobody wants to believe that their children, their sons and daughters are involved in this stuff like this. I got another caller, y'all. Hold on. Come on, 1, 2, 3. Truck driver, come on.
What's up? How you doing, Martin?
All right, let's hear it, brother. I'm doing great.
The games we had growing up, we had buddy games growing up also. We had Contra, we had 007. Rambo, these people been saying this for years, so it's kind of hard to put this just strictly on the video games. It kind of breaks down to what you are teaching your kids.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Hold it, brother. Hold it. I don't want you. I want you. Does the video games influence the young? Does the violent video games? That's what I'm talking about. Influence. I'm not saying it making nobody. It gives an influence and encouragement. What I mean, what would you? Okay, let me ask you a question. You're a young brother. What would a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14, 50-year-old get with going to car? What would they get? Where they get that from? Going to carjack or shooting a gun and all. What would they get that from? I'm just asking you as a brother to brother. Now, I'm not trying to embarrass you or make you look bad or anything. What would they get that type of behavior from?
I think they get it from the environment that they're in.
Okay.
It's not just a video game. They're seeing that
brother,
go out.
I never said it was a video games only. I never said that. I never said that. Don't jump. You got to read, brother. Read is fundamental. You got to read. I said influence when something influence.
I'm just speaking in general.
Right. So what does the environment consist of?
I'm just speaking in general.
Okay. What's the environment consist of?
Can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead, sister.
They're brothers and sisters. They're brothers and sisters and people around them.
I don't believe in none of that. I don't mean to cut you off. I have a 14-year-old. I'm a mother from the south side of Chicago, born and raised. And let me tell you something right now. My son, I'd rather for my son to be in the house playing a video game than to be outside carjacking, robbing, shooting, killing. Listen, you got a lot. I'm 41 years old, and this is my only child.
Hold on, sister. Hold on. Sister.
It's how you raise.
Sister, hold on. First of all, I never said nothing wrong with children playing with video games. I want to get that straight. Let's get the language straight. First of all, I said violent video games. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm not saying all games. Violent video games.
Let me explain something to you.
Okay.
Donkey Kong was a violent video game.
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers was a violent video game. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
At the end of the day, this is 2023. These kids see more than these kids. When you talk about TikTok, YouTube, all that violent video games ain't what's making these kids the way they is. It's parenting. If you don't know how to parent your child, because at the end of the day, you could be a good parent. When your kids want to be a part of their years and do what they're going to do, they're going to do it. Ain't nothing you can do about that to stop it. But you can teach your kids what not to do, and when they get in trouble, this is what's going to happen to them.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
At the end of the day,
I want to ask you a question, Mom.
Go ahead.
So where do our children learn how to shoot a gun if the parents didn't teach them? Where do our children learn how to sell drugs? Where do our children learn how to carjack and shoot people? And what do they learn? Where do they learn all this at?
The world itself. The world itself. You have to get older. You got to get older and grow.
I'm talking about children now. I'm not talking about adults. I'm talking about 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Where they learn this behavior from?
New millennium kids.
Where they learn it from?
New millennium kids.
Answer the question.
This is what's going on in the world.
Answer the question, sister.
This is what's going on in the world, and this is what these kids picking up.
Sister.
This is what these kids picking up.
Can
you believe?
Sister.
Can you believe?
Answer the question.
You got the two 13-year-old boys that I just answered it for you. It's the world itself.
The world itself.
You could shadow your kids in the house and shadow your kids to do whatever. When they get out in that world, because they got to get out in that world. When they get out in that world, this is what happens.
Okay. What? Okay.
When you got teachers.
Okay.
Wait, I'm answering you. Wait a minute. When you got teachers in the school system, and I ain't talking about all of them, but when you got teachers in the school system, because see, first of all, when your kids go to school, teachers are parenting your kids as well for 6 or 7 hours, 8 hours a day. So it's like, they parenting your kids just as well as you is when they come home. So if you got teachers in the school system, and I'm keeping this 100, that don't give a care about your kids and what they do, it's like, what do you expect? They let these kids do certain stuff in school that we don't even know about as parents.
Okay.
They got this thing where they do this, they on the computer. You think these kids ain't gonna see what's on YouTube? What you mean learn how to shoot a gun? They shoot a gun. It ain't hard. Pull the trigger. It ain't hard. It's a lot of things you could say that kids learn from.
You feel what I'm saying?
Like
Video
what?
games,
Like
on,
what?
Man. Grand Theft
Like
Auto
what?
been out for almost
Okay,
how long?
okay. Like what? What can they learn from? Like what? Like what, sister?
First of all,
hold on. Let sister talk.
YouTube, TikTok, anything you can think of in school. You can have. Listen,
okay. You just named. Hold on.
Another kid.
You just named everything but the video games, the violent video games. YouTube, TikTok.
No, I don't believe video games do that to kids. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm not racist at all.
Okay, hold on.
I'm not racist at all.
Let me ask you a question.
White, black, brown,
listen,
purple,
we ain't talking about no
yellow,
racist, baby.
But you don't hear nothing about no. Wait a minute. You don't hear nothing about no black African American kid going doing nothing off no Grand Theft Auto. They've been stealing cars for I don't know how long. And I'm from Inglewood. Cars been getting sold for how long? They just doing it different now. Since the pandemic, they just doing it different now. That's all.
I want you to listen a little bit. Just hear me out. Don't run your blood pressure up now. Don't run your blood pressure up. Listen, first of all, this is 2023. That's where we at, okay? Things are done different now. Mm-hmm. You have so many influences. Where do a little kid learn how to smoke weed from? Where do a kid learn how to learn? Hold on, sister. I'm talking now. Hold on. I'm talking, sister. I never did drugs. I don't do drugs or alcohol. I'm 54, baby.
I'm saying.
I'm just telling you.
You ain't never drink. You ain't never tried anything.
None of it, baby. None of it. No crack, no weed, no alcohol, none of it, baby.
You your own individual thing.
Okay. We all are. We all are. We all are. We all are. But let me finish talking now. Now let me make this point. Now, she named everything but the video game, violent video game. She said YouTube, TikTok, all that's what she said. But those have an effect on young people, but the video games don't. So I'm trying to figure out, okay.
No, that's old. That's over with.
What's over with?
Video games, when Grand Theft Auto first came out, everybody had a problem with it. Oh, this gonna make my kids do this. It's gonna make the kids do that. Man, listen. How you think these kids learn how to steal these kids? Watching YouTube and TikTok from people from a whole nother state, from Detroit. Showed them how to do it. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no video game showed them how to do that.
Okay. Ain't no video. No video.
That's all I'm saying.
Some adult taught them how to drive. A video game, unless they got that little steering wheel thing and it teaches them, but an adult taught them.
Oh man, y'all, let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. This was back in the day.
Can I say something, Mark?
Yes. Okay, hold on, Marcus. Hold on. I got another call. Hold on. You stay there, young lady. 8519. You stay there. Come on, sisters. 708. Go ahead, my sister. I know. Go ahead.
My thing is this. There's a difference between teaching and influencing.
Thank you.
And I do believe that the video games influence the children to do things. Just like music. Music puts you in the mood. If I'm getting ready to go out and I want to channel the look, I'm going to a Stepper set or whatever. The music helps me channel the look that I'm trying to achieve. Liquor, it influences our thoughts. It impedes how we respond behind the wheel and everything else. Everything is an influence. Commercials, the little kids see the commercials and the new toys come out. Oh, mommy, I want that. Come look at the TV. So yeah, video games influence. Now, as far as teaching, okay, yeah, they can go to YouTube and all these things, but those games do influence thought. They include, if you go see a motivational speakers do what? They influence you and they give you an uplift. You go to church and the preacher get to hollering and jumping up and down. Those do what? They stir up emotion. Okay? And the video games do the same thing. They do. Just like music, clothes. A woman put on a tight little dress. I changed the way I walk when I put my heels on and my clothes. It gives me I channel a whole different attitude. And those video games are going to channel a whole different attitude. I'm 50 years old and I know what I'm talking about. Period. My husband is 61.
Let me say this before y'all talk. Hold on.
Say one thing.
I'm going to let you say, let me just say this. It's going to take me 10 seconds, sister. Emmanuel Willis said there was a kid that killed his mom because she wouldn't buy him another game. Don't y'all remember that?
Ocular set. He wouldn't. She wouldn't buy him an ocular set. That headset for that game. 10 years old, and he. Excuse me. He was black. He was black.
He was black, sister.
He was black. He was black.
You want to Google that, sister?
In Michigan. In Michigan. In Michigan.
Exactly.
In Michigan.
I'm gonna say it one more time. Once again,
it doesn't matter.
It's not a video game.
No. He got mad. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you what the little boy did. He asked his mother for the Oculus headset. She said, no, I can't afford it right now. That little boy went in his mother's room, got her gun, went in the basement while she was doing laundry, and shot his mother in the face. Okay? Then turned around. Excuse me. I'm not finished. Excuse me, I'm not finished. Excuse me, I'm not finished. And then, excuse me, why are you so aggressive? Let's be ladies. Let's be ladies. Let's be ladies. Let's be ladies. We don't have to be aggressive.
You speaking in a term that kids wouldn't listen to you.
No. And then the little boy went in the basement, people, anyone that's listening. Anyone that's listening, the little boy went in the basement. The little boy went in the basement and shot his mother in the face. And not only that, after the police did not arrest him, when the police did not arrest him, he went to his grandmother's house, stole a laptop, okay, and logged on to it and logged on to his mother's Amazon account. Okay, now he just killed his mother, logged on to her Amazon account and ordered that headset. And then 2 days later, kept harassing the adults in the house, saying, is my headset here? Is my headset here? He just killed his mother. He was mad because she wouldn't order that Oculus set. Okay?
But what kind of influence did that have on him killing his mother? That didn't make him do it. I mean,
it did.
His reason. That's why
he wanted that game. He wanted that game bad. And she said no.
Influential on the situation.
Do y'all know what influence means?
Excuse me. He murdered his mother because she said no to that game.
If we know that these somebody kill their mother.
Marcus, go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead, Marcus.
Some of the biggest nerds in history.
If we know nerds, what I'm trying to say is, it's election time, right? If we know that these violent video games are influencing these kids to a certain degree to murder, rob, and do whatever, then we need to push our legislators to ban these games, just like they did in some states. TikTok is banned. Well, if they can ban TikTok in some states, let's ban these games that's too vicious and get the adults that's banning for the kids over the counter, acting like they're their guardian and giving it.
You know what it is, Marcus? This is what it boils down to. Everybody wasn't raised. A lot of the parents grew up and they're allowing their children to grow up. You know, I wasn't allowed to watch certain movies as a child. Now that I'm an adult, I don't have children by choice. You know, I chose a different route in life. I didn't want children. So anyway, but I have raised them. Okay. And I don't allow certain types of music to be played in my house. If it's a child in my car, I don't play certain types of music. Okay. I don't curse in front of children. It's certain things and actions and behaviors that I don't do. So you have to look at the parents. You can legislate all you want, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of bogus, inappropriate parents out here. But period. At the end of the day, people sit up and smoke weed in front of their kids. They allow all type of stuff. You got women that's 35 years old. They got 18-year-old sons. They dress like whores and embarrass their sons. They all on Facebook twerking and smoking blunts and trying to hang out with their friends. It's disgusting.
Influential, the kids, the parents, or the video games. Which one is it?
It could be both, brother. It's a lot of things.
It's all of it.
It's all of it, brother. It ain't just no one thing.
It's all of it.
Hold on, I got a new caller. Hold on, I got a new caller, y'all.
It's all of it.
Marcus,
all in one big mix.
Hold it, y'all. 9813. Come on, caller.
Is that me?
Yes, sir. 9813. Yes.
Yeah, how y'all doing? My name's Dwayne. I heard two of the young ladies make very valid point. One of them earlier said, number one, you need to stay in your kids' business.
Mm-hmm.
You need to stay in your kids' business. You know, when I'm 59 years old. You know, my mom and them stayed in my business. They searched my room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't no angel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't no angel. When I come in the house with a pair of shoes on that she knows she didn't buy, you know, she was in there tearing my room down like a stormtrooper. You know, and I'm a firm believer, as the topic of conversation. I do believe that the game, they don't make them do it, but as the young lady said, they influence them to do
Absolutely
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it desensitizes them to, you know, violence and stuff like that, because I wasn't no angel when I came up. And to the other young lady who was talking about people stealing cars and all that all the time, back when I came up and we were stealing cars, we stole cars for a reason. You know, we went with a snatch bar and a screwdriver when the people were asleep or something and stole cars. We didn't go and snatch nobody out of no car at gunpoint. Okay? We didn't do that.
Okay, the numbers, hold on, sir.
I mean, you know, that.
Let me just say the number, 872-299-0808. Again, 872-299-0808. Live uncut. Okay, go ahead, sir. Just want to make that number. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and like I was saying, and where they got that from, the running up to the car, opening up the door, snatching somebody out, you know, banging them a couple of times, jumping in the car and pull off. I've seen kids when that Grand Theft Auto first come out, you know, some of my Theft playing kids.
That Grand Theft Auto, I played. You can do that.
I watched them play that game, you know, and I watched them and they played it all night long, you know, and I'm quite sure that some of them probably went out and, you know, after they, let me try that, see that for real, you know. Catch your old lady getting out of the car, probably snatch it, you know, and how the kids learning that, you know, like they were saying, you got to watch your kids, because your kid 12 and 13 years old, who taught your kid how to drive a car? You didn't. You didn't teach your kid how to drive, so somebody else did. You know, that's crazy. You know, we got to monitor our kids, like the young lady said earlier. Stay in your kid's business. Point blank, period. Stay in your kid's business. Because I was coming up, I wasn't scared of no police. I was just don't tell my mama. You know? For real.
Then you said you better hope the police getting again.
Okay.
Hey, I'm telling you, look.
Can I say something?
That's it. I just wanted to
add okay, thank you, sir. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Because I did cut you off. Go ahead.
I was just trying to say that the reason that a lot of these crimes are happening is because the older crowd is a lot of out of touch with the younger crowd. Like, when the last time we actually talked to some of these troubled kids and actually found out what the reason was they were doing it?
Brother, stay on the brother.
Us as older folks, we feel like we're so knowledgeable that we're not. Oh, I'm 65 years old. I know what the game is. Oh, it's a new time. Kids are doing things because maybe they're hungry. They want a reason to ride around, or you know, they just trying to find different reasons to do it. Now, I do agree that it does have some kind of influence on them, or put it in their head to do these certain kind of crimes as far as carjacking and stealing cars. But it's been going on for centuries. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it, regardless of if it's in front of you or not. And no matter if you can't hide cussing from kids, because if they don't hear it in your car, they're going to hear it outside. You can't hide crime from them, because if they don't see it in your house, guess what? They're going to see it outside. It's more about the people around them, the parenting, the crowd that they hang around, and some of the biggest nerds, A students. We talking about A students, honor roll students play Grand Theft Auto, but they don't get up and go out and kill nobody and shoot nobody. I mean, so I just don't think it doesn't play a big part.
Brother, listen, brother. I wish you listened to what you say, man. Listen, either you for it or not. Listen, we never said that everybody watch violent video games, go out there and carjack. We never said that, brother. Never. Y'all just jump. Listen. We never said that anybody that play video games gonna go out there commit crime and do something. We never said. I said violent video games influence bad behavior. Look up the word influence, people. Influence.
Exactly.
It ain't just, it's not just video games. We understand it's drugs, sex, all types of things. Videos, drill music that shoot up, killer, bang, bang, bang type music. Everything has a spirit. It motivates you. It works on your feelings.
It does.
That's all I'm saying, bro. We got to see.
And I
listen.
agree.
I know, but a lot of us listen. But what I'm saying is, a lot of parents, not just the mothers, fathers too, you buy your children these violent video games because you want them to behave and sit in the house all day and don't bother nobody. Well, they ain't outside bothering nobody. At least I know where they at. But their mind is in taking garbage, filth. How long can a young person mind take all that filth and they don't react to some of that? Because remember, you don't just have killing in violent video games.
Exactly.
You don't just have killing. You got sex, strips. Well, hello? Yeah, hold on. You got a lot of other things in there. And if you notice, let me say this, why you think big corporations spend millions of dollars for a 30-second ad during a Super Bowl if what you see in your eyes don't count? Why you think that? Why do you think that? Imagery is powerful, people. It's very powerful. I'm the crime chaser. I see it. I had to back off crime because it messes with my mind.
All day long.
Seriously. Who wanted to say something? Go ahead.
I just want to say this really quick.
Go ahead, Miss Cynthia.
You see people, you go on TikTok or Facebook, and you see the little girls, 12 years old, dancing with their mother to certain types of songs,
exactly.
And the songs be talking about WAP and Big D energy and all this. Why is your child even listening to this with you? These little girls, 16. If I was a mother, you're not listening to that. That is adult content music. That music, it makes them, all that, even the way they dress and everything. No way am I going to do a video with my 9-year-old niece talking about Big D energy from Glorilla. No.
We couldn't play that without.
parents. I'm the exact thing I said. The parents put both. That's it.
No.
So
No, adult music is adult music. No. Why are you even playing it in the house where the kids can hear it? Stop making excuses and just say you're reckless as a parent. No.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Martin, you made a valid
Why would you take your 9-year-old daughter to see a rated R movie? Because you want to see it.
Hold on, sister. Come on, Cynthia. Hold on, Cynthia. Come on, Cynthia. Go ahead. Go, Cynthia.
You made a valid point when you said why corporations spend all this money to spend to have their ads played on TV. You can even go as far as to influence that we see every day. So it's time to vote, right? And so all these politicians that pay all this money for these signs that they put in yards, so on and so forth. And you all see and hear that they upset and they going back and forth because people are taking people's signs out. So the point of those signs is to influence us in an event that we just for a second forget who to vote for. Those signs are a sign of influence to vote for whichever candidate sign that we see. So in regards to influence, everything is influence. And as you said, we have to first read and not be so quick to attack when somebody's disagreeing with us. Reading is fundamental. The quote said, do the violent video games have an influence? And that was the topic of this discussion that we're having today. We all know that there's other influences, but the topic today was specifically, do the video games, do you think, and again, we all can disagree to disagree, and then even just right now, you see how we all are talking over each other and everybody trying to get their point across and everybody being aggressive. The kids see the exact same thing that we're doing, and they act out based on what they see. So we have to govern ourselves to start with. before we can sit here and say, you know, come up with all these different things that people should be doing. It starts with self. And so again, just to reiterate, the topic was, do you think that the violent video games have an influence on some of the things that the kids are doing? Yes or no? We ain't here to fight with each other. We all adults. We have a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, go
that
ahead.
song, Hit 'em with the Blick.
Yeah.
I wish my 16-year-old niece would make a TikTok video. The Blick is a gun. But you see the kids on there dancing, talking about hit them with the Blick.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Go ahead, Marcus.
But you let your child play that.
Right.
They play that music in the video game.
So
go ahead,
I'm
Marcus.
gonna jump right in and say, I've listened to everybody talk, and I'm gonna keep saying it goes back to the home. No, you can't be super helicopter over your kids, but it goes back to the home, because who's buying these violent video games? Where the kids get the money at to get these violent video games? You can't walk into the public library and check out a violent video game. And I said public library for a reason, because you can go to the public library and get a video game, but they will not rent out no violent video game to your child. So the parents, it goes back to bad parenting. Kids who are having kids, and they're still kids themselves. You got adult teenagers who never grew up, who too old to be in high school, but they still in high school, and they had kids. And so they're listening to the music that they were listening to in high school around their little kids. Because I did a photo shoot of a young parent, and she was playing a song called Believe. And in those lyrics, the girl is talking about she's not gay, but she'll eat a, you know what?
Oh.
And the 5 and 6-year-old kids are dancing to the music and reciting the lyrics.
Oh, no.
And I stepped out of my professionalism and told the parent, you know what? You got babies in here listening to that, and y'all, you know, dancing to it. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I said, "No, I'm just telling you that's going to have an effect on them in the long run. It's going to influence them."
It is, and it is. It is.
Man, it is, exactly.
I want to say
bad parenting. That's all I can.
Mark, let me say something. I'll let you
It's
talk.
bad parenting.
Now, listen to this, y'all. Okay, I'm 54 years old. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all a story. I've said it before, too. Now, all my young adult life, I was taught that Jesus was white, blue-eyed, long hair. That image is all in my mind. Here I am, 54 years old, no better. And when somebody say, gee, that image come in my mind, it's hard for me to cast that image out of my mind. And I'm 54 years old, and I know better. Seriously. So that goes to show you how imagery does have a play on our psyche, on our minds, people. It does. I'm 54 years old. Right. I'm 54 years old, brother. And it's hard for me to cast that image out, a long hair, blue-eyed white man, soft-spoken white man. That's Jesus. That in my mind, but I know better. I've learned better, but that image is still in my mind at 54 years old. Lord have mercy. That's what I had to say. Go ahead, Marcus.
Okay, so basically what I'm saying is, again, the difference is that with the white Jesus and all that, besides the video game, the parents got to be buying these kids the video game. And if the parents themselves know that this is a violent video game, why are you buying it for your kids to play it? And then why are you sitting up there playing it with them? And then the video console cannot be a babysitter. You had kids out of love. Love your kids. Take time to be with your kids. If these parents will start taking time to be with the kids, and if some of these women, Lord forgive me, would stop chasing behind these no good, deadbeat men and just be there for your son and daughter, you could prevent a lot of stuff. You could prevent them from going to jail. You could prevent somebody else's kids from getting killed by your kids. You can prevent a lot of stuff. These kids are dying to be loved. That's why they're going out there on the streets, to get love from the streets, but they get the wrong type of love. They ain't getting it at home. Take the time. I don't care how hard you work. Take the time to talk to your kids. There is no more dinner table. You send them the babas or sharks to get food. They throw it in the microwave. You don't have time with your kids. I mean, for those of you who have pets, you have to have time with your pet, or your pet gonna die or go crazy because you don't have time for it. You don't love it. So the kids are feeling like they're loved and they don't have a voice. Parents, be parents. Quit trying to be teenagers. Them days are gone.
All right. Hold it right there. I got 2 new callers, y'all. 2 new callers. Okay, I'm going to take the out-of-town caller because this caller called about 5 times. 412. Hey, caller, where you calling from? 412 area code. Hey, caller. Caller?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
You keep hanging up, man. Why you keep hanging up? You call. Go ahead. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. How you doing? What I was going to tell you is, I understand you talking about the influence of the kids. And I'm going to say I was a person who went to jail, too. I went to one of the toughest jails in Western Pennsylvania. A lot of them, actually. No bragging. But when I sit down here with these teenagers and I actually ask them, some of the charges they actually go through. I say, man, how you get 17 years? How did you get 20 years, man? I killed somebody and you see the tears running down their face. And, they actually hit them of the time they actually got. And I asked them, I said, what made you, go out there and, kill somebody or shoot somebody because, they looked at you wrong or something. They'd tell me the stories of how they got there. And it's, man, you know what, man, my parents wasn't there. Half the time, that's what they actually cry about is the parents are not there for their children. They actually sit there and cry out to you and tell you, my mother was never there. My father was never there. I ain't got no father. I ain't got nobody tell me right from wrong. And that is, when you get influenced, you are from the music. Me, as a person who been out there on the street too, I actually went out there and did some of the same thing. Had a father and everything. But when my father wasn't there to kill my butt no more, that's when I went totally loose to the streets. So I understand how to influence the games, the music, all that stuff influences your kid. If you don't have complete control to teach them from the beginning of time to kind of stir them right, they go on to the streets. That's pretty much what I want to say.
Thank you, brother, so much. Thank you so much. I got okay. I got another caller, people. 0291. Hey, caller, just live, uncut, unedited. Come on, caller.
Hey, Martin, it's Mother Diva.
Hey, Mama Diva. I call you Mama Diva. I don't call you Mother. I call you Mama Diva. What's up, Diva?
I know.
Go ahead.
We were just talking about this. Martin and I were just talking about this with some topics. And we were talking about this because, to answer the question, yes, the violent video games do have an influence not only on the youth, but so many people, but especially our youth. And if you really research and go look at the statistical numbers, since some of these video games have come out and become popular, such as Grand Theft Auto and other videos, you do have an increase of the carjackings. Because these videos are teaching these young people how to carjack. And we just had a situation a couple of weeks ago in Robbins, Illinois, where 3 13-year-olds stole a car, were being chased by the police, ran into a 71-year-old grandfather and killed him. And they got out of jail because they were being chased by the police. The police was doing their job. They should have kept them in juvie, but, this is the process. So now a 71-year-old man is dead because of these children carjacking. And where are they learning this from? 13-year-olds do not know how to drive a car. They had to learn how to at least get the basic skills on how to do this kind of stuff. Now, if you go on YouTube, there are videos instructing people, showing them how their Kias, it's a big thing with the Kia cars that are being stolen. And the reason why they have instructional videos is because it's a double-edged sword. While it's teaching someone how to steal your Kia, They're trying to show people how your kid gets stolen so you can prevent it from getting stolen. But in teaching the person how to prevent themselves from getting their car stolen, it also teaches you how to steal the car. So it's a double-edged sword. And with this gentleman, I'm glad he called in from Pennsylvania to talk about how, you know, he had the experience with talking with these young people who have been given these large sentences because of the crime they committed. And they said that their parents weren't there. But we also have to take into consideration that the parents do have an influence on their children. But at the same time, you growing up, there's an instinctive intuitiveness that we all have when we're born to know right from wrong. You're not going to run out in 20-degree weather in a swimming suit. I mean, there's, you know, young people know right from wrong, because if they didn't, then they wouldn't be sneaking and doing things, because you wouldn't have to sneak and do something if you knew it was right.
Preach.
So I'm just saying, there's like last night's call, there is not a one-size-fits-all solution to this problem. There are various degrees of how we have to resolve these issues, and it's going to take the community to come together to try to help our young people and give them something positive to look at. And going back to what you said about the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Messiah, you had that image in your head all this time, but the Bible is clear on what he looked like.
True.
It don't even say that.
I know it. I know
he had hair like wool,
right,
and he was blonde.
Right.
But that's not the image you see, because we're bombarded with advertisements. We know logos. We know the Apple logo. We know the McDonald's logo. We know the Popeye's chicken logo. We know the Facebook logo, because we see these advertisements. It's all in our face. All this food. That's why half of us are fat. You know, I mean, it's just everywhere.
Wonderful. Hold on, sister.
Okay.
I had to play that. That was a clap. Thank you so much. That was so wonderful. Very articulate. I want to go back to 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, 1, 2, 3, because I've been beating them up. I ain't really giving them a chance to say anything. Go ahead, 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, 1, 2, 3. I want to be fair because he do call in.
I'm here, Martin. I just want to let you know, I agree. I feel like it does play violent video games does have an influence on kids, but I think the parents play more of an influence.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that. But I'm just saying, my point is, I'm not saying the video games is the problem, all the problem. No, I'm not saying that. Not at all. Right. And you got a lot of parents that get on here, they mad because that's all they do, allow their children to play video games, and why they entertain and doing something else. They keep them quiet. Let's tell the truth now. I have been in settings like that, moms, where I see you get a little son, a daughter, tablet, or video, go in the room, play your game, and close the door, and we go in another room doing something else, and we ain't praying to Jesus either. So I'm just saying. I'm telling you. So I see it. I'm telling you. Listen, I'm gonna tell you.
And Martin, a lot of that, I'm glad you said that, because I also wanted to reiterate that what you said. What has happened over the last maybe 10 or 15 years, it has been just advertisement, or just the word has been put out for parents to try to keep their children safe. And a lot of parents think in their mind, if my child is at home in their room playing the video games, then they're not on the street where they can get hurt. This is what they're thinking, not understanding and knowing that while you think your child is safe, sitting there eating the Cheetos, which can end up causing high cholesterol later on, and that's another topic, but they're sitting there eating bad food, playing video games, they're learning how to commit crimes. And eventually you're going to let them out. And they're going to go out and do this. Now, again, we're not saying that every single child that watches a video game is going to commit a crime. The topic is it influence? Yes, it's an influence to those who are allowing it to influence them to take action to commit these crimes. Go on.
Okay, I got another call. I think it's Dr. Sanders.
It's an influence of those young minds who, who not fully developed yet. That's a perfect influence for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dr. Sanders, I think that's you, 4703. Dr. Sanders, is that you? Somebody, I know that number.
Hey.
Hey, Dr. Sanders. Come on, Doc.
Yeah, that's me.
Come on, educate us now.
Yeah.
Come on, educate us.
Let me tell you, there's a professor that was at the Illinois Institute of Technology that already predicted this a long time ago, because you can't even get the children to do board games. So I do know that, being with the school system, I see a lot of these little boys in kindergarten and first grade, and the first thing they want to do is point their finger and ready to blow your head off. And I told my little boy, whose parents apparently must have excruciating businesses on Stony Island, and he said, "Oh, I know how to shoot people by watching games." That's what they learn. They pick up that. So a lot of the game system, the game cartridges that they have, they pick those things up. Kindergartners and the first graders are highly impressionable with those things. Yep. And they'll turn around. This little one particular student came down the stairs and choked this boy. I'm serious. So, and you can't get these kids to play a board game, like Operation, games that we used to, Operation, Payday, Battlestar Galactica, those kind of little board games that are challenging and make you think, the game of life, or spinner. They don't want that, playing marbles, bat and ball. So yeah, it's highly impressionable because they take that behavior and they come to school and they'll jump on the playground and the first like they freeing somebody pretendingly with rifles. The boys used to have a little art, and the play cowboy, little gun and little cowboy hat. It's not that no more. That's not now. These little babies, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, they picking all that up. That using a gun is the most lovable thing in their little mind.
I want to say this too. I want to ask every parent out there that allow their children to play violent video games, especially Grand Theft Auto. What's so excited about somebody getting shot, shooting up a car, half naked women, swearing, drugs, and carjacking in the video? What's so exciting about that? Playing that in the video. That's what I want to know. What is so exciting about that, parents? Why you have to allow your sons and your daughters? Why? What's so exciting about you run up to somebody's car on the video game, shooting them, or shooting the police, as we seen earlier in the live, shooting the police? What's so exciting about that? As parents, what is so exciting about that? And Mama Diva said it. You think because your son and daughter is in a room all day, they're in the same place, you know where they at and all that. You sound like a parent, like, well, I smoke weed with my son because I'd rather smoke with them and go out there and get something bad and don't know what this is. That's exactly what you sound like as a parent. Right. Exactly what you sound like. Parents, we have failed these children. We have failed these children. I'm telling you, Cynthia Manuel, she works with young adults. She see it all the time. I had a little incident. We was at a game. Remember, Cynthia, I told you, you still on here, Cynthia? Cynthia, you still on here? Yep. We was at a game. Yes. I think it was at Father Flager Church, and one of her little mentees, I think it was one of the little girls or something, she was just cussing away. And I told her, I said, you lady, it's a grown man sitting right here. You shouldn't be talking like that, And when I talk,
Martin, I've never heard her curse.
Oh
I've
man,
never heard that girl curse.
Oh, she was cussing. Oh, she was cussing up.
But no, I say that to say that. No, I say that to say that I don't know what kids do when I'm not around. See what I'm saying? No, that's the point I'm making.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm trying to explain, parents.
I don't know what they do when I'm around.
Listen, parents, even though you're searching your sons and daughters' room for guns, drugs, or whatever, you're on their social media, that doesn't mean that they're not out there doing anything wrong. They just didn't get caught. But continue to stay on them. Don't let up on them, though. Now, if you believe that you can't whip your child, at least you can stay on them. At least you can stay on them. Check this social media. And please, for goodness sake, I know this is off the subject, do not let your young teenage daughter or son have company in their bedroom and with the door shut. Okay? Well, Mark, it's 2 boys. Now, 2 boys getting it on now. 2 girls. So don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it, people. Don't do it. I'm telling you.
Martin,
Go, Dr. Sanders. Go ahead.
Martin, the late Bishop Carlos Moody, when we went to Ames a few years back, he said this right in front of us in the convention. He said, and I quote, "Parents, you have the accountability and the responsibility to mandate what your child does and what they wear. That's your God-given right. You control what your daughters wear. You control what your sons wear. That is not, well, I'm going to let them be free." Because what happens is that rebelliousness, because I'm going to tell you something, the girls in the public schools, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, these kids walking around with $5,000 phones, and they on TikTok, and they doing some all kind of foolishness in the bathroom. They calling each other. I'm talking 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. I hear them, and they say, "I'm gonna kick that B so and so, so and so." But then when something go down, the parents want to come up there and want to jump on everybody in the world. You lay down and have these things. But instead, on, and the crabbing the walls and the catalyst. The minute you got out you pregnant, that is your responsibility. You teach them. That's why the Bible says, train them up, not them training you. The world has infiltrated. They have kicked the Bible out and said, "Well, go according to what they want so we don't lock you up." Really? Are you serious? You control your children. It's your job. It's not the school's job. It's not the teacher's job. It's the parent's job. So when you have that responsibility, you have to teach them the right thing. Because when they go to school, when they go to a restaurant, if they're participating in any type of extracurricular activity, they should know how to act. And know what not to do. A lot of those Chinese parents do not let their kids be on games all day long. It ain't happening. A lot of cultures are against those. So the thing of it is that when they have these children, you are accountable. Not, "Oh, well, I'm going to give them what my mama didn't give me." Listen, there's some things they don't need to have right now. Because they can't. Let's be realistic. When we were going to school, we didn't have nobody with a payphone and a rotary and touch tone phone at home. We didn't have no cell phone. We had no social media. We would do what? Buy Teen Magazine and look at Teen Magazine and do what? And find pen pals to write.
Word Up magazine,
We would have more stamps. We would call on the payphone and tell the payphone people in Illinois Bell, "I lost a quarter," when you know you didn't lose a quarter. And what they do, mail you a quarter.
I forgot all about that. I did that so many times.
We was excited. We was excited when three-way calling came out. That was our social media when you got three-way calling. Right. If we had 9 people on the phone. That was our social media. I know some of y'all. I just want to say this because we have to also look at this from a 360-degree angle. And some people may not want to hear this, but the sword, it is a double-edged sword with all of this, because you can go online and you can look up some of these stories. You have 12, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old kids that's using the gun, but on a positive note, there are stories of people who there was a senior citizen home was being broken into, and her grandson shot the intruder. He learned how to shoot the gun playing the video game, but he saved his grandmother's life. So there's a few stories like that. There was a pizza owner back east. The child shot, the people came in with a gun, tried to rob him. The little boy shot him. He learned it from the video game. So this is a double-edged sword, because it's mostly hurting people, but you do have those one little stories where they was happy that happened because it did save somebody's life. But when you at a point, when you're talking about the parents, there are some parents that are not training their kids on how to use the gun. You know, that's another story. There was a McDonald's here, not too far from here. It's in the news. This man had his 4-year-old child shooting at the police at the McDonald's. So we talk about how the parents need to be in, but the parents, a lot of the parents are at fault because they shooting with the kids. They playing with the kids.
You know, that's kind of interesting that you said, because I know you all could go back. Let's take it back. Remember 40-40, 39-39, 39-83 Lake Park?
Oh, girl, you going back?
I'm taking it back. A lot of the kids learned a lot of things. A lot of it was right over the side of Elrica territory, but you had so much that was going on between the rivalry of the game of territory and property. So a lot of these kids have picked up. Martin, if you remember, Martin, please tell you remember when the first high school I went to was High Park Career Academy. My friend, my high school division boy named Steve Foster, I believe his name was, he was trying to stop this guy from beating up his girlfriend. He got stabbed in the chest. Martin, I know you guys remember that. We went to his funeral at St. Stephen's Church, and we cried because that was the first killing that I ever saw happen in high school. I remember a young man I went to church with that was very disrespectful to older people, and he ended up getting shot playing Russian roulette in the building by where he lived, and died at the age of 16 years old playing Russian roulette. You know, it's a total different time frame that we're living in right now. So a lot of the things that these kids have, and they make money. The thing about it, if you target where the money makers are, maybe a lot of this will stop. Because who makes those games that show killing?
Let me just say this. Let me just say this too.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna say something. I love our stories, what we did back in the day, but we live in a totally different time and context. This is totally different. I mean, 100% different. I mean, they don't. I mean, we did our thing back in the day, but these young folks, this is a totally different era, people. I mean, I think the scripture talked about that children they're going to be wiser but weaker. They are much weaker. You listen, Mama Diva, we don't talk about this either. Listen to this. We have young addicts. You talking about at 12 and 13 and 14, 15, 16, 17. They are hooked on drugs. They're hooked on drugs.
Yeah.
Young addicts. We don't talk about that. That also have an influence. There's so many different things that have influence. See, the parents get mad at me.
That lean, that purple drink, all of that.
The pills. Listen, the parents get mad at me because, the parents get mad at me because I'm taking away their babysitter. That's their babysitter, that video game. See, they want that me time. But guess what? You let this man and that man keep coming to your house and listen. And when I do some of your sons or daughters, you won't be able to forgive yourself because you didn't listen. Some people,
but they can come up with other means. I mean, have your kids read a book. You know what? Let me tell you. One of my goddaughters told me she asked her father for a cat, and her father said, "You have to read 15 books on cats." And she read 20 books on cats, and he sat there and he quizzed her on all them books. And when she answered all them questions correctly, he bought her a cat. You can come up with another means of occupying your children's time than them sitting there playing the video game. Make them read a book and give them an incentive.
Yeah, they fail in school. I'm telling you, they fail.
You also, a lot of parents, they want to drop their kids off on other people. You had these kids. These kids need more than just materialistic things. They need your love and attention. They need to know that they're being loved by you. And to do that, you have to take time with them. I know we're not living back in the day, but this is how I was raised, and it can go for today. It don't cost nothing to take your kids downtown. There are some kids who ain't never seen the Lake Michigan.
Yeah, that is so true.
Parents ain't taking up downtown, ain't taking up time with them. The schools can only do so much. The coaches can only do so much. The mentors can only do so much.
What happened to all the field trips?
They want to be loved. That's a part of love. Take time with your kids.
Let them talk, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, sister. Let them talk. Let them talk. Go ahead, Marcus.
I'm going to stop.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to say nothing.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Take time with your kids. Take time with your kids. Quit dropping them off. Quit saying you need me time. When you have kids, you have to adjust your schedule because kids are kids. Even teenagers desire to be loved. They're still babies too. They're not grown. They desire to be loved. In order for you to find out what's going on in your child's life and in tune to this generation, you got to talk to them and they talk back. You got to listen to them. You have some parents who overtalk them. It's my way or no way. You got to learn to listen to your kids. Take them out to dinner. Show them how to eat properly. Show them how to set the table. Show them how to cook. I was taught how to cook at home. Show them how to do these things. You begin to develop a relationship with them. And guess what? They begin to love you to the point where they're not going to want to have you running down to 7th District to get them out. They're not going to want to have you running down to the morgue to look at a picture of them because they love their parents to the point that they ain't going to listen to their other parents and say, let's go do this job, folks. No. I don't want my mother or daddy coming down to the jail to get me. No, you have to take time with your kids. That's the bottom line. You have to take time with your kids. Quit dropping off to the schools and the park district to raise them because they got their own kids to raise. It's a job to them. Take time with your kids and take them out. Then you can have some me time. They'll let you have some me time when you want to have some me. And don't just drop them off at grandma. Grandma done did her job. She raised you. Now you do your job as a parent and raise your children that you had set to make. Because a lot of them, I'm be honest, they come in here because there was a mistake made, and people was having sex for pleasure. But sex was meant to make a baby. Sex was meant for married couples. But hey, given a society who say, hey, it's okay to do whatever. That's all I got.
Well, we also have to take into consideration that because based on what you're saying, brother, is that's on the majority side. But if you go look at the statistics, there are 17,000 homeless teenagers in the city of Chicago that are under 18. So they have no guidance. They are just out there. So they don't have parents that's not even doing their job. They are just out there on the street, homeless. So we need to do something about these teenagers who are under 18 and they are on the street, homeless. No mother, no father, not even in the foster home.
Then we need to
we have to do something about that.
We need to revamp the Department of Children and Family Service so that we can get them off the street and get them in a home, because no child should be in the street homeless. No child. A child should not be homeless in America. And we talking about Ukraine. A child should not be homeless in America. We talking about immigrants. We need to make these people that get on TV, that come into our community and say, vote for me. This is where we need to put strict legislation. No child, I don't care what color you are, should be homeless in America, the so-called God-fearing country. the so-called chosen country of the world. These politicians got the power to make sure that we fund the army and the police, don't we? We even take care of these sports teams when they failing. Then we should be able to take care of these homeless children. They shouldn't even be out here on the street. And then
I know, and you know what? I know this.
Children, love the children as if they're your own. Don't just do it for the money. Love the children as if they're your own.
And I know this is a little bit different topic with this, but we're going back to the homeless teenagers. A large percentage of them were thrown out of the home because they were gay or wanted to be transgender. The parents are throwing their children away because they don't agree with how they want to live their life. And that's a problem too.
Well,
these children are committing suicide.
No, but let me just say this.
Exactly.
I'm just say this. I'm gonna say this. As me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Now, I'm gonna say this, Mama D. We talked about this. If you have feelings toward the same sex, I can't control that because every man and every woman know their appetite. But in my house, you are male and you're gonna live as a male. Now, when you leave my house, 18, 19, 20, there's nothing I can say. But I'm going to love you. I'm going to clothe you. But at the same time, anywhere you go, you're going to have rules. You go to school, they got rules. You go to the restaurant, they got rules. You get locked up in jail, they have rules. You be on a basketball team, they have rules. Or football, every place have rules. So some of these teenagers, and I know they want to live their life, but you're not grown. You're not grown. You tell children what to do. You listen to them now. But listen, son, this is what's best for you right now. When you get grown, you'll be able to make a sound decision as if what you want to do in life. And I'm like this. I'm a firm believer. I don't hold nobody back for what they want to do. But you're not going to do it in my house when I'm taking care of you. When I have legal guardianship over you, you're going to follow my rules. That's it, point blank. That's an alpha male to me.
I remember when I went to the shelter on 79th Street back in 2006, there were a lot of young mothers who were disobedient to living with their parents. And a lot of their parents kicked them out because they were talking back to the parents. If you're living with your parents, Martin, you just said, you have a rule in your house. If you know that your parent says you have to be in the house at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock on the weekend, but you decided want to come home at 11:30, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, then you're disobeying the rules. The parents should not compromise what time they want in their house because you're in their house. They're paying the bills. They're paying the light. They're paying the gas, the water, the heat. They're putting food in your little belly. You should be able to respect what the rules are. Now, when you talk about going on trips, let me tell you this. A lot of the schools do, some of the teachers do arrange trips to the farm, to the Brookfield Zoo, Lincoln Park Zoo, to the Shed Aquarium, and all of that. But guess what? A lot of the parents don't have $10. $10. They send notes home a month in advance. And then they get mad at the teacher. Well, my child couldn't go because you didn't send the money.
They got $10 to buy Newport for $100.
And some weed.
They got
So they won't do it. I'm telling you. And then they have to combine 2 classes. I'm telling you what I know at CPS. They have to combine 2 classrooms to get a full capacity for 1 bus or 2 to go on the trip. The school I was at, Foster Park, they registered about the cluster and special ed children to the Special Olympics. And we did go with them on the Special Olympics trip to the Chicago Park District. But when it comes to going to outings, a lot of parents don't have it. And let me tell you this, we sat outside in the morning waiting on your kid to come. If the school bell says 8:45, the kids come in at 9:15, 9:30. One student I know come in at 10:30. Then you are dismissed at 3:45. Guess what time the parents come? 4:30, 5 o'clock. So now everybody want to go home to do their own life and live their own life. Gotta wait until you decide to show up. And then you have another have an attitude? Because ain't nobody going to sit there with your baby all night long. Folks want to go home to their own family. But this is what happens. This is real. This is reality in real time in CPS.
Okay.
But these same kids got $5,000 phones, iPhones.
Yeah. Let me say this. We got 10 minutes. I'm gonna start at the top and give everybody a couple of minutes, 2 minutes each, and we're gonna end it here. 2 minutes each. I'm gonna start with I believe the first person is Marcus. 2 minutes, Marcus. Go ahead. We're gonna end it with you.
All right. Basically, what I want to say, I didn't know that about the public schools. I forgot about that part. Yeah, you need money. I have an idea, but I would need people to help me with that idea. And maybe the community need to get together and go into some of these schools and see what kids can't afford to go on these field trips. But basically, I want to also say this. The parents, what I mean about taking your kids, not just letting the school take them to the museum. I remember one time I came home and went on a field trip, went to Brookfield Zoo, was back at Brookfield Zoo before they closed with my family. I didn't know I was going there. My mother and her friend grabbed us and took us back to Brookfield Zoo. I had just left from Brookfield Zoo to school. It means something when you go with your family. It really means something when your parents are with you, not just the school teacher. That's a school trip. But when your parents take you to these same places that you would normally go on a field trip with your school, it means something. All I want to say is this. Parents, take time to be with your kids. Have some me time, but have some family time. And don't always let your kids be with their friends. Be with your kids. Take them on family trips. That makes the world of a difference.
Okay. All right. What?
I'll close out with.
Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's it.
So I was just saying, I'm gonna close out with that.
Okay.
And one other thing, raise money to send these kids. If they can't afford it, I will donate $10 to one of them, or $20 to make sure they go on their field trip.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would put my money to.
All right. Wonderful. All right. 1, 2, 3. You got 2 minutes. Say what you got to say. 2 minutes.
Really, man, I just want to say I enjoyed the show. You know, I learned a lot even as a 39-year-old adult today. You know, I appreciate everybody's point of view. To parents, let's just try to be the best parent we can to these kids and just try to listen to them and be involved in their life. And hopefully, you know, won't have to go visit them at the border or go see them in jail. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Okay, 36.99. You're next caller, live, uncut, unedited. 36.99.
I want to say when someone, you know, parents need to stop being so offensive. Stop being on the defense and listen. You know, when someone makes a suggestion or makes an observation, when it comes in general or when it comes to your child, listen. Because you see people get upset when you start having these types of conversations. And you know what it shows me? Guilt. Mm-hmm. You're guilty. You're the parent we're talking about. You're the one. And that's why you're mad. And that's why you're screaming and hollering, because you're trying to save face. That's what that is. It's not so much as that your kid is bad. You're a bad influence on your kid. Stop being so defensive. Stop jumping the gun and hollering and screaming and just listen sometimes. You never know what you could learn from just listening. That's all I want to say.
Okay. All right, Mama Diva. Mama.
Yes.
2 minutes. Go ahead.
I basically just want to go ahead and say that we have to keep in mind of all aspects of this problem, especially with the youth that may be homeless for whatever reason. Either they were thrown out because they were disobedient or because of lifestyle changes. Mm-hmm. And we have to keep that in mind.
Yes.
We have to come together as a community and try to provide other options to occupy our young people's time so that they are being positively influenced with the images that they see. And not all stories are bad. I met someone who ran away from home at 13. He he slept in different cars, just slept on the street. When he got 18, he joined the military, ended up becoming a bus driver. Now he retired with a pension. I mean, some of these stories are miraculous when it comes to some of these young people that are just out there. But we need to be able to have a resolution. These kind of conversations and shows are very important because we get epiphanies on how we can guide our young people in the right direction. And always keep in mind that I don't want to be a parent basher because there are parents out here who work very hard to try to raise their kids correctly. And sometimes the kids stray because of other outside influences, whether it be their peers and their friends. I saw a show on a woman who taught her kids never to mess with strangers, don't talk to strangers online, and the young lady went and did it anyway. And it was a sting operation. She called her daughter and she said, "I taught you not to do this. Why would you answer this call?" So a parent can do everything they can in their power, and they just got a child with a spirit to just do wrong. So I don't want to be a parent basher, but it's going to take all of us in the community to come together and try to provide positive options and give positive images to our young people so they can grow up and be productive members of society.
Wonderful.
And that's all I have to say.
Wonderful, Mama Diva. Wonderful. I love it. Dr. Sanders, you're my last one. Live, uncut, unedited. 2 minutes. Dr. Sanders.
I concur with everyone, but I also know that you cannot rely on teachers, principals, special ed to be parents to your children. They can be leaders, but they have a job to only do what is that to teach your child the educational process. If you don't even know how to be a parent, because there is no book that gives you on parental perfection, ask those who have been there and learn how, as the lady said earlier, take the criticism as not being demeaning, but of learning, because there are some things you need to know, especially the young mothers who are young mothers at the age of 15, 16, 17. You can't follow what you've seen, because what you've seen may not always been a good example. But there are people out here that are mentors, even women such as myself, that if you really want help, you've got to know how to reach out, because we don't know what you want. We don't have x-ray vision of the brain.
Right.
That way, we don't know what to do. As Marcus said earlier, Marcus, connect with the school in your community or pick a good school, become familiar with the principal and talk to the principal, he or she, and find out where they're at and how they will embrace. So a lot of these principals are very high-minded people that just have no love or passion. It's just all about being there. But if you need help, we're here.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sanders.
All right.
All right. I want to say my little last comment. I got to get my little 2 minutes in it. 2 minutes in. Somebody say 2 cents. But listen. All right. Listen, let me just say this to every parent. When I say parent, I'm not just picking on the mama like Mama Diva said. I'm not parent bashing, and fathers, because it take two to tangle and take two to bring them here. So my thing is, instead of showering your sons and your daughters with material things, can you shower with them with love and affection and time? So, other words, don't give them everything that you didn't have coming up. Teach them everything that you didn't know when you was coming up. Teach them that. We have to love on our children. Our children are our best investment. As my father said, they'll make you laugh and they'll make you cry. And we got to take the good and the bad together. And like one of the sisters said earlier today, you can teach them, you can talk to them, you can pray for them, but at the end of the day, when they get out of your sight, they might do some things different. and you may not agree with it, and they know that. So we have to be patient with our children. We got to work with them and all that. And I'm going to tell you, an older woman, she's still living, God bless her soul. She said, Martin, you don't know what you're raising. Just do the best you can. Because a lot of parents have done a great job, single mothers, married parents, raising their children. But when their children got outside that door, they made their own decisions. I'm just telling you. And you know, like Mama Diva, she said there's over 17,000 homeless teenagers here in the city of Chicago. I thought it was 20, but it's 17,000. Dr. Sanders said, hey, she see it all the time in school. Little boy jumped down, pointing fingers like he got a gun. You know, we see things like this. And I'm not saying, mothers, that every child that plays a video game is bad.
Right.
I'm not saying that. Trust me. Only thing I'm saying that the violent video games have an influence on our children. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say that you shouldn't allow your sons and daughters play video games. Let's get the language right. Read what I wrote up there. I just wanted to say that though. And this program is for us to learn. The scripture said, iron sharpens iron. And that's what we're doing right now. We're learning. And like Mama Diva said, it's not no one solution fits all. It's not. That's not. Maybe when it comes to Jesus, God, yeah, one solution, that. But anything else, it's not no one solution fits all. Now, what work in your house may not work in my house. But as Dr. Sanders said, you have to get with some of these older parents that been through it and ask them for some help. Pull them to the side. Allow somebody to come inside your heart and help you with these young babies. You don't know everything. We don't know everything. Sit at the feet of the elders and learn some things. That's all I'm asking. I'm not on here trying to embarrass nobody. Trust me. I don't get no reward embarrassing you and make you look like you crazy. But like my other dear sister said, don't take it offense when people are trying to tell you something, you know. Because, you know, we got this mode where we talk about the village, but when the village try to come through and tell you something, you don't want to hear you got your hands over your ears. That's all. Listen to the school teachers. They be with your sons and daughters more than you. More than you. And they can tell you some things that you don't know. You heard Cynthia Manuel said, she said, I never heard that young girl curse. And she's a mentor to a lot of teenagers. She had 15 now. And that young girl was cussing like a sailor. And I just turned around. I had to say something. I said, young lady, don't you see a grown man sitting right here? I couldn't help it, people. And later when Cynthia came over and she made the young lady apologize, she did apologize, and I forgave her. You know, it's just a matter of respect, people. And that's all I got to say. This is live, uncut, unedited. I'm glad you guys tune in. Make sure you share the video. Please do.
You already know what it is.
Martin, can I just say one more thing? This
Mama
Mother Diva.
I'm trying to go to bed. Go ahead. What's going on? Go ahead.
I know you're trying to go, but I just want to say one more thing. We need to get a law passed that if you're under 18, the only kind of phone you can have is a flip phone. That's all I want to say.
Okay. I kind of like that. All right. Hey, what you said, Mama Diva? No thousand? No, I'm going to say what Dr. Sanders said. They don't need no $5,000 phone. She called it $5,000. All right. All right. Thank y'all, Scott. We out of here.
You already know what it is.
That's it.
That's it.
You already know what it is.
Live, uncut, unedited. This is where we
tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
And love being.
I love being black.
Good night. Good night, people. Good night.